What if I feel stuck in a marriage but cannot get out of it? How do I cope?
Condition of a lot of people. Somewhere I read marriage is like a fortress. Those who are trapped inside are wanting to get out, and those who are outside are wanting to get in. What if I feel stuck in a marriage but cannot get out of it? Only one word: adjust. Accept and adjust. What else can be done? In Hindu culture, there is no concept of divorce. You know that? There is no concept of divorce in the Vedic religion. Why? Because once you are married to somebody, now you learn to adjust and evolve through that. How does it? Any relationship in long term, there will be adjustment required or not. How is it possible that all relationships will be smooth? Whether it's a father and a son, or a mother and a son and a sibling relationship, or a spouse relationship, or any relationship, when two human beings come together and they relate for a certain time, the longer the time, there are chances of conflict also being more. But that's where the spiritual knowledge comes, the understanding of the deeper powers of relationship comes. I have to learn to accept and adjust. There is no other solution there. Worst come worst, what? It is very easy to quit, no? Okay, call it quits. Nowadays it is so easy. One just says, okay, bye bye, I'm going. Divorce. Over. If there's an abusive relationship, there's violence, there's a lot of those kind of things, and there's a different matter where one takes that kind of a call. But today, for small little things, people divorce. If you find some of the reasons for divorce are very alarming, for this they divorced. Very funny it will be. Where one would not even think on such reasons they will divorce. So what has to be done? One has to learn that relationships are just reflecting that marriage is a close relationship where all my walls fall down. I am what I am in front of the opposite person. I cannot pretend. How long will I pretend? To the whole world I can pretend, but to my spouse, can't pretend. Transparency, if it is there, one will be what one is. One has to use that relationship to evolve and accept the opposite person also. Change oneself, adjust. That's the only solution here. The last one would be to quit it. The other option also is, if I have done what best I could do and nothing more I am able to do, but it is still not a harmonious relationship, find a higher purpose, divert the mind to that higher purpose, focus on devotion to the Lord and connect to the Lord. Over. Whatever functional duties one has to do, one will keep doing. But otherwise, focus on the Lord. Mirabai had no. She was forced into a marriage. She didn't want. Her mind is on Bhagavan only. She kept her mind on the Lord. So that's another way to do it. If one is tried one's best, nothing else is working out. In any case, devotion should be cultivated, but in this case, it will be much more easy. Get Vairagya, turn towards the Lord, keep doing the duties in the world. In Tulsi Ramayana, a very nice line is Dharmate Virati. If you do the duties well, Vairagya will happen. That's the beauty of household life. If I ask you, what is the success of a grahasthi, what will you say? Having good financial condition, bringing up the family nicely, settling down the children, is one aspect, no doubt. But really speaking, the success of a grahasthi's life is Vairagya and Bhakti. Bhakti and Vairagya. Dharmate Virati, that's the line. If I follow Dharma, I will get Vairagya. Why? Because I have seen, in Grahastha life I would have seen everything. Enjoyment I would have seen, money I have seen, power I have seen, position I have seen, things I have seen. How much more will I want that? When I see that and I see the limitation of that, 25, 30, 40 years also if I live as a grahasthi, by the age I am 65, 70, how much more of the same thing will I want? Will it not get boring? Slowly the mind has to turn towards the Lord. So success of a grahasthi's life is bhakti and vairagya. And both go hand in hand. More vairagya is there, more bhakti. More bhakti is there, more vairagya. One will still do the duties in the house, whatever one has to do. But the focus is not on trying to please people or get their appreciation or get any of that. Do the duties, do it lovingly, but do it with the bhav that I am serving the Lord. That's all.
What is the secret of a successful relationship?
Secret of successful relationships, lot of these what I already shared, those are all the secrets. But one important thing is the relationship with others. My relationship with others is a direct reflection of my relationship with myself. So I have to first be a loving, caring, secure person, positive person. I can use relationships to be like that, to explore that part of my life. And I can also do certain things to empower myself, whether it is learning, whether it is spiritual practices, whether it is solitude, all those things which will help me to become more quieter, more peaceful, more strong, more loving, more caring. Then my relationship with others will improve automatically. If I myself am an insecure person, and I am depending on somebody else for my security, then I want them to behave in a particular way, and then they don't behave in a particular way. Then I try to change them, then I try to control them. Entire thing goes for a mess. And whom will I blame in that? Opposite person. You are not doing this. My mother-in-law is not understanding me, my boss is not understanding me, my teacher is not understanding me. One keeps on blaming. But the secret of the whole relationship is with whom? Is with me. If I have a good confidence about myself, I will relate positively to people. If I am low in confidence, I will relate with fear, or I will relate with authority to dominate over people because I am scared of losing control. So then I want to control people. I become a control freak because my relationship with myself is like that. So in Vedanta we always say that first and foremost, lift yourself by yourself. Uddhared atmana atmanam, na atmanam avasadayet. Don't condemn yourself. Don't look down upon yourself. Be healthy. So 3 words Gurudev used to tell us: clarity, purity and dexterity. If I follow these 3, I can empower myself at the intellectual level, mental level and action level. So I must have clarity in thinking about the purpose of relationships. I must have clarity in thinking about what is my goal of life. These 2 are very important aspects. When we don't have the clarity about goals of life, then what happens to us? We get stuck in small little things, make ego issues of petty little things, keep fighting, keep having conflicts for no reason. Because the goal of life is not clear. That I am here to serve, to purify and to know my truth, to know the self, or to experience supreme happiness, whatever words one may use. That's the purpose for which I have come here. So one is to be very clear that why am I here? And what am I doing right now? Will it lead me to that goal of my life? If I say, no, goal of life is very far away, I have not thought yet about it. Okay, the goals in life. What next I need to do? What is what is my goal for the next 5 years, next 10 years? Keep that clarity in mind. Then relationships also will be used accordingly. Otherwise, relationships will take over the whole mind. So one is to have clarity in thinking. Second is to have purity. See, in clarity also one aspect is I must know my own strengths and my own weaknesses very clearly. Sometimes it is a weakness in me, but I am projecting it on somebody else. I'll give you a simple example. When a person is hungry, person is very angry easily. So today the word is hangry. Hungry plus angry becomes hangry. So the body is having hunger and mind is very easily irritable. Anybody who comes in front of that person becomes an easy victim of that anger. And the person will start finding fault. You are not doing this, I'm telling you to do, how much time are you taking to do this, and why are you not bringing this? It's a weakness in me. I have to deal with that rather than projecting it on somebody else. Now I'm giving you a simple example of hunger. Like that it happens with insecurity, it happens with jealousy, it happens with greed. I may be jealous that somebody else is prospering more than me, and I take that out on whom? My wife, my child. I may be upset with my boss and I can't tell that boss anything. So whom will I tell? Find somebody and fire them. In psychology they call displacement. A displaced anger it is. You displace it on somebody else. So what is my strength and what is my weakness? I must be very clear about that. And what Vedanta tells us is strengthen the strengths and weakness will get weakened by itself. What we do is we don't strengthen our strengths. So when we have to strengthen our strengths and we start focusing on that, automatically we tune ourselves so well that with the opposite person also the relationship will improve. Because when I start doing, as a seeker, when I start living, I will develop empathy. If I find difficult to control anger, to control hunger, to control greed, to control jealousy, when I see that other person is operating out of that, will I not have empathy? But if I am not a seeker at all, I don't focus on self-improvement, I don't know what it takes to control all that, very easily I can just get upset with anybody or tell anybody anything. So the secret here I would say is, for a successful relationship, the secret is I must have clarity about my own goal, my own purpose, my own strengths and weaknesses. Second is clarity, purity part. My self-esteem and my self-talk must be very positive. The more positive I speak, I feel about myself, more happy and loving will be my relationships. So many people, that self-talk is so negative because they think only like that. I am no good, I am useless, I am not fit for doing this, I can't do this, I can't do that, I am not capable, I am weak. Mind goes on thinking negative, 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 negative. How will that person be able to encourage anybody else? 55% of our thoughts are what we carried forward from yesterday to today. There is no freshness in the thoughts. So many of them are same negative self-talk going round and round and round and round in the mind. And with today's choices available, many times we don't even choose. What is bombarded on us is so much negativity in any case, and I don't choose also. Can you believe 3 days back this city was in such a chaos? No doubt more work needs to be done, or whatever has to be done has to be improved. There is no doubt in that. But continuously the same visuals going on and on and on. Some house collapsed yesterday in Mumbai somewhere. For next 3 hours they'll go on sensationalizing it. Arey ye gir gaya, arey wo ho gaya, ye ped gir gaya, ye. Mind goes on. Now when we constantly are getting bombarded with that, don't we need a source of positivity and strength to hold on to? And we will not do prayer, we will not do introspection, we will not do meditation, and then how will the relationship be happy? Frustration only we are taking inside. What will come out? Frustration only will come out. So if I have to have harmonious relationship with other people, what do I need? I need to have more positivity, positive self-talk, positive source of emotions. Devotion is another method. Connect to the Supreme Lord. And third aspect is the dexterity part. Efficiency in action, promptness. not procrastinating. All those will keep the mind in a very sattvic mode as well as alert mode. If I do these three, clarity, purity and dexterity, my tuning with myself will be good. After that I can deal with anybody. What did Bhagavan do? Did he change anything outside in the Mahabharata war? Arjun at the beginning of the Gita, what did he want to do? He wanted to run away. At the end of the Gita, what does he want to do? He says, Karishye vachanam tava. I will take the bow up, I will fight. And he went and won the war also. He didn't change anything. Did he say, ki, Arjun, let's fine tune your relationship with Duryodhan, Get Duryodhan to come. Let us have a pact between you both. Nothing. And he had to fight, he fought also. He overcame his attachments also. So the secret is that my relationship with myself, if I tune very well, all other relationship I can deal with. Where I need to be assertive, I will be assertive. Where I need to be submissive, I will be submissive. Where I need to balance, I will balance. All things will happen nicely. But my relationship with myself must be tuned up first.